This is an English edition of Dalsan TV. I hope you are having a good evening. My name is Abdulrazak Ali, and now let's take a look at some of the stories that are making headlines here in Somalia. Somalia to recruit 3,000 more teachers. Several Al-Shabaab militants killed in an airstrike in Hiran region. Somali pirates say ship freed after $5 million ransom paid. Welcome back. Now the full bulletin. The federal government of Somalia is in the process of recruiting 3,000 more teachers to boost the education sector. The announcement was made by the Education Minister, Farah Abdulkadir. Our reporter has more on this.
The federal government of Somalia is in the process of recruiting 3,000 new teachers with the view of boosting the education sector in the country. Somalia's Minister of Education, Culture and Higher Education, Farah Sheikh Abdikeda, who spoke during the Global Gateway high-level event on education in Brussels. Belgium said Somalia is also moving steadily towards improving education infrastructure and the quality of education in its learning institutions. This year's event, which was held at the Fleji Culture House, brought together political leaders, business figures, and decision-makers worldwide to showcase the EU's dedication to strengthening international educational partnerships. The Global Gateway strategy emphasizes creating smart, clean, secure links across various sectors, including digital, transport, energy, and climate. Education and skills development are pivotal, receiving 13% of the EU's international partnerships portfolio. The event included sessions on teaching quality, financing, equity, inclusion, and innovation, focusing on green and digital skills essential in today's technology-driven environment.
The Somali National Army Forces, supported by the international partners, conducted an airstrike near the Bulaburte district of the Hiran region on Saturday night, killing several Al-Shabaab militants. Our reporter Asilia has more on this.
The Somali Army Forces, supported by international partners, conducted an airstrike near the Bulabat district of the Hiran region on Saturday night, killing several Al-Shabaab militants. The drones targeted group members gathered in the Jisibo area. While the government officials did not specify the exact number of militants killed, they confirmed that several members of the group were eliminated in the attack. Last week, government forces, alongside local residents and international partners, launched an air and ground offensive in the Jisibo and Helebanan areas, approximately 25 kilometers away from the Bulabat district. This operation resulted in the deaths of several militants. The Hiran region has been a focal point for operations against Al-Shabaab over the past 2 years, despite political disputes between Hashabel and politicians in the Hiran region affecting these operations. Nonetheless, newly appointed Minister of Internal Security, Abdullahi Sheikh Ismail Fatag.
Somali pirates have released a hijacked ship MV Abdullah and its crew of 23 people after a US $5 million was paid as a ransom, according to two pirates. Somali pirates have released a hijacked ship MV Abdullah and its crew of 23 people after $5 million ransom was paid, according to two pirates. According to the pirates, the ship had been released on Saturday with all its crew. Somalia government officials did not respond to a request for comment. The MV Abdullah, a Bangladeshi-flagged bulk carrier, a type of merchant ship used to transport large amounts of cargo, was hijacked in March as it was heading from Mozambique to the United Arab Emirates. The hijacking happened about 600 nautical miles east of Somalia's capital, Mogadishu. Somali pirates caused chaos in the waters off the country's long coastline from about 2008 to 2018. They had been dormant until late 2023 when pirate activity started to pick up again. Maritime sources say pirates could be encouraged by relaxation of security or could be taking advantage of the chaos caused by attacks on shipping by Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthi group, while war rages in Gaza between Israel and the Palestinian militant group Hamas. Now, Iran has launched an attack of explosive drones and missiles at Israel into the early hours of Sunday in its first ever direct attack on Israel territory.
Iran launched barrages of explosive drones and missiles at Israel into the early hours of Sunday in its first ever direct attack on Israeli territory. It's a retaliatory strike that raises the threat of a wider regional conflict, with the United States pledging ironclad backing for Israel. Israeli military spokesperson Daniel Hagari said his country's forces had intercepted most of the salvo.
A number of Iranian missiles fell inside Israeli territory, causing minor damage to a military base with no casualties. Only one little girl has been hurt.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu convened a war cabinet in Tel Aviv, according to his office. He later posted on social media, quote, "We intercepted, we repelled, together we shall win." Iran had vowed revenge after blaming Israel for a deadly strike on its consulate in Syria's capital Damascus in early April. Israel has neither confirmed nor denied responsibility for the attack. The Iranian mission to the United Nations confirmed Saturday's blitz was in response to the Damascus strike, adding that the matter can be deemed concluded. In a post on X, the mission also warned against further action by Israel and its allies, saying, quote, "Should the Israeli regime make another mistake, Iran's response will be considerably more severe. It is a conflict between Iran and the rogue Israeli regime from which the US must stay away." On Saturday, US President Joe Biden cut short a visit to Delaware for an emergency meeting in the White House Situation Room. He later pledged an ironclad commitment to Israel against security threats. The White House said Biden and Netanyahu also spoke by phone on Saturday night. According to the Pentagon, US forces intercepted dozens of missiles and drones launched from Iran as well as Iraq, Syria and Yemen. Many world leaders condemned the strikes, with United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres adding that he was deeply alarmed by the very real danger of a devastating region-wide escalation. The Gaza war between Israel and Hamas in its 7th month has driven up regional tensions. It has spread to fronts with Lebanon and Syria and drawn long-range fire at Israeli targets from as far away as Yemen and Iraq. These clashes now threaten to morph into a direct, open conflict, pitting Iran and its regional allies against Israel and the US, its main supporter.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Dalsan TV English News, your #1 TV station for news and updates. Have a lovely evening.